My phone rang at midnight. The rain hit my window so hard it sounded like tiny rocks. I picked up the phone with shaking hands. Mrs. Nia? This is City General Hospital. Your husband Tariq had a terrible accident. You need to come right now. He's in critical condition. My heart stopped. Critical. That word made my whole body go cold. I jumped out of bed and threw on my clothes. My hands shook so badly I could barely tie my shoes. Tariq was supposed to be at a work dinner. How did this happen? The nurse on the phone wouldn't tell me anything else. Just that I needed to hurry. The drive to the hospital felt like forever. Rain poured down so hard I could barely see the road. My windshield wipers moved back and forth, back and forth. Every red light made me want to scream. Please let him be okay. Please let him be okay. I kept saying it over and over in my head. When I finally got to the hospital, I ran through the parking lot. The rain soaked through my jacket in seconds. I didn't care. I burst through the emergency doors, water dripping everywhere. My husband, Tariq Johnson. Where is he? They said he was critical. The woman at the front desk looked at her computer. He's in the operating room, 4th floor. Take the elevator and turn left. I ran to the elevator. My wet shoes squeaked on the shiny floor. The elevator felt so slow. I watched the numbers light up. 1, 2, 3, 4. The doors opened and I ran out. The 4th floor was bright white and smelled like cleaning supplies. It was so quiet. Too quiet. My footsteps echoed in the empty hallway. Where was everyone? I saw a sign that said operating room with an arrow. I started running that way. My heart hammered in my chest. I needed to see Tariq. I needed to know he was okay. Then a nurse stepped out from around the corner. She had kind eyes and wore purple scrubs. Her name tag said Ayana. Mrs. Johnson? She whispered. Yes. Where's my husband? Is he okay? She looked around quickly, like she was scared someone might hear us. Then she grabbed my arm. You need to hide. Right now. It's a trap. What? What are you talking about? My husband is dying. No, he's not. Please, you have to trust me. Come with me now or you'll be in terrible danger. Something in her voice made me stop. Her eyes were wide and serious. She looked truly frightened. For me. I don't understand, I said, but I let her pull me down a different hallway. She opened a door that said staff only and pushed me into a small locker room. She locked the door behind us. Listen to me very carefully, Ayana said. Her voice shook. Your husband is not injured. This whole thing is fake. He's trying to kill you. The room started spinning. That's crazy. Why would you say that? Because I heard them planning it. I was in the supply room 30 minutes ago and I heard Dr. Vaughn talking with your husband and a woman named Chan Ice. They have a plan. They want you dead. I felt sick. My stomach twisted into knots. No. Teri Cloves me. We've been married for 5 years. He wouldn't. There's $1 million life insurance policy on you, Ayana interrupted. They're going to fake a surgical mistake. They'll say you had a panic attack when you saw your husband. They'll say you needed emergency surgery. But the surgery will go wrong. On purpose. Tears filled my eyes. This can't be real. I'm so sorry. But I couldn't let them hurt you. We need to prove what they're doing. How do you know all this? Ayana took a deep breath. Dr. Vaughn has done this before. 2 other patients died in his care under mysterious circumstances. I've been watching him for months. When I heard your husband's name tonight, I looked up his file. The accident report is fake. The photos are fake. Everything is staged. I sat down hard on a bench. My whole world was falling apart. Tariq, the man I made breakfast for every morning. The man who kissed me goodbye every day. The man who said I was his whole world. He wanted me dead? Why? I whispered. Why would he do this? Money, Ayana said sadly. And that woman Chan Ice. I think they're together. They want your insurance money so they can run away. Anger started to burn in my chest. Hot and fierce. He was going to kill me and run off with another woman? We need to stop them, I said. My voice came out stronger than I expected. Ayana nodded. Yes. But we need proof. Real proof that the police will believe. What do we do? Your husband and Dr. Vaughn are in exam room 6 right now, going over their plan. We need to get evidence. Are you brave enough to help me? I thought about Tarek lying to me every single day, planning my death while smiling at me over dinner, kissing me while plotting how to steal everything I had. Yes, I was brave enough. Tell me what we need to do, I said. Auntie smiled for the first time. It was a small smile, but it gave me hope. First, we need to get the Real medical files. Then we need security camera footage. Everything is stored in the hospital's computer system in the basement. But it's going to be dangerous. If they catch us, they might move up their plan. I stood up. My legs felt shaky, but I made them strong. I don't care, I said. I'm not going to die tonight. And Tarek is going to pay for what he tried to do. Auntie unlocked the door and peeked out. The hallway was still empty. Stay close to me, she whispered. And whatever happens, don't make a sound. We stepped out into the bright white hallway. Somewhere in this hospital, my husband was planning my murder. But he didn't know that I knew. He didn't know that I was coming for him. The game had changed. And I was going to win. We moved through the hallway like shadows. Auntie knew every corner of this hospital. She led me past rooms full of sleeping patients and empty nurse stations. My heart beat so loud I was sure someone would hear it. The medical records office is on this floor, Auntie whispered. We need to get Tarek's real file. The one that shows he was never in an accident. We stopped at a door with a small window. Auntie peeked through. It's empty. Good. Come on. She used her keycard and the door clicked open. Inside, rows and rows of filing cabinets stood like soldiers. The room smelled like old paper and dust. How do we find his file? I asked. They're organized by last name and date. Johnson, today's date. Auntie started pulling open drawers. My hands trembled as I searched. Johnson. Jason. Johnson. Kelly. Then I saw it. Johnson. Tarek. I pulled out the folder. Inside were papers that made my blood run cold. Medical examination from 3 hours ago. Heart rate normal. Blood pressure normal. No injuries noted. Patient requested fake accident report for personal reasons. He really did this, I whispered. Seeing it on paper made it real in a horrible way. Look at the bottom, Auntie said, pointing to a signature. Dr. Marcus Vaughn had signed the fake report. But there was something else. A photocopy of a check. $52,000. From Tarek to Dr. Vaughn. He paid the doctor to help kill me, I said. The words tasted bitter. Take photos with your phone, Auntie urged. We need copies of everything. My hands shook so badly I almost dropped my phone. But I took pictures of every page. The fake report. The real examination. The check. All of it. Now what? I asked. Now the hard part. We need to get to the basement. That's where the security footage is stored. We need video proof of Tarek walking into this hospital perfectly healthy. We locked the records room and headed for the stairs. Auntie didn't want to use the elevator where cameras could see us clearly. The stairwell was dark and cold. Our footsteps echoed. Down, down, down we went. My legs ached but I kept moving. How many times has Dr. Vaughn done this? I asked as we walked. Aunty's face grew dark. I know of 3 suspicious deaths. All wealthy patients. All with big insurance policies. All died during routine surgeries that went mysteriously wrong. Why hasn't anyone stopped him? He's careful. He spaces them out. Different hospitals. Different cities. And he's brilliant at covering his tracks. But I've been collecting information. I knew eventually he'd make a mistake. And I'm that mistake? No, Auntie said firmly. You're the one who's going to stop him. We reached the basement level. The door creaked when Auntie pushed it open. The basement was nothing like the bright floors above. It was dim and gray, with pipes running along the ceiling. Water dripped somewhere in the darkness. The server room is at the end of this hall, Auntie whispered. We crept forward. I could hear voices ahead. We pressed ourselves against the wall. 2 security guards walked past, talking about a football game. We held our breath until they turned the corner. That was close, I breathed. It gets harder from here. The server room has a guard posted outside at night. So what do we do? Ayana thought for a moment. Then she smiled. You're going to distract him. Tell him you're lost. That you're looking for your husband. While he's helping you, I'll slip inside. What if he gets suspicious? Cry, Ayana said simply. Men don't know what to do when women cry. He'll be so busy trying to calm you down. He won't notice me. We walked closer to the server room. Sure enough, a guard sat in a chair outside a heavy metal door. He was reading a magazine. You can do this, Ayana whispered. I believe in you. I took a deep breath and walked toward the guard. Ayana disappeared into the shadows behind me. Excuse me, I said, making my voice shake. I'm so lost. The guard looked up. He was young, maybe 25, with a kind face. Mum? Are you okay? You shouldn't be down here. My husband, I said, and then I let the tears come. They weren't hard to find. Everything that happened tonight came pouring out. They said he had an accident. I can't find him. I've been walking around for hours. Oh no, ma'am, please don't cry. The guard stood up, looking panicked. Let me help you. What's your husband's name? Tarek Johnson, I sobbed. Please, I just want to see him. Okay. Let me call up to the nurse's station. He pulled out his radio. While he was distracted, I saw Ayana slip through the server room door. It closed silently behind her. The guard talked into his radio. Yeah, this is Mike in basement security. I have a lost family member here. Tarek Johnson, patient on 4th floor. Static crackled. Then a voice said, no patient by that name in our system. The guard frowned. They're saying there's no Tarek Johnson checked in. That's impossible. I cried louder. They called me. The hospital called me. Ma'am, please calm down. Maybe you have the wrong hospital. I sobbed harder, buying Ayana more time. Inside the server room, I knew she was working fast. She had told me the security footage was stored on digital files. She just needed to find tonight's recordings from the front entrance and download them to a USB drive she kept in her pocket. Minutes felt like hours. The guard kept trying to comfort me. He offered me water. He suggested different hospitals nearby. Finally, I saw the door open just a crack. Ayana slipped back out. Oh, I said suddenly, wiping my tears. I just remembered. It was Mercy Hospital, not City General. I'm so sorry. I'm so confused. That's okay, ma'am, the guard said, looking relieved. Mercy is 10 blocks west. Do you need directions? No, I can find it. Thank you so much. I hurried away. Ayana fell into step beside me around the corner. Did you get it? I whispered. She patted her pocket. Everything. Video of Tarek walking in healthy. Video of him meeting with Dr. Vaughn and Chan Ice in a private room. And audio too. The system records sound. Audio? So we have them talking about their plan. Every word. Hope bloomed in my chest. We had evidence. Real solid proof. Now we need to get out of here and take this to the police, I said. Not yet, Ayana said. We need one more thing. The financial records. Dr. Vaughn keeps a private file on his computer. All the payments he's received. All the cases. Everything. Where's his computer? His office. 4th floor. My stomach dropped. That's where Tarek is. I know. But we've come this far. We can't stop now. She was right. We had climbed down into the darkness. Now we had to climb back up and face the monsters waiting above. We started up the stairs. Each step took us closer to danger. Closer to Tarek and Dr. Vaughn and Chan Ice. Closer to the truth that would either save me or destroy me. When we reached the 4th floor door, Ayana turned to me. Whatever happens in there, we stick together. Agreed. Agreed, I said. She pushed open the door. The bright lights made me blink. The hallway stretched ahead, long and white and full of secrets. Dr. Vaughn's office was at the end of the hall. And somewhere between here and there, my husband waited, thinking he had one. But he was wrong. We had the evidence. We had the truth. And we were coming for him. We crept down the hallway toward Dr. Vaughn's office. Every shadow looked like a threat. Every sound made my heart jump. Auntie held up her hand. We stopped. Through a window in one of the exam rooms, I could see them. Tarek sat on the exam table, laughing. Actually laughing. Next to him stood a beautiful woman in expensive clothes. That must be Auntie. Dr. Vaughn stood with his back to us, pointing at papers on a clipboard. Once she arrives, we give it 30 minutes, Dr. Vaughn said. Then we tell her you took a turn for the worse. We'll say she needs to donate blood because you have a rare type. Once she's on the operating table, the rest is easy. Auntie kissed Tarek on the cheek. Then we're finally free, baby. No more pretending. No more boring wife. Just you, me, and $1 million. Tarek smiled. I almost feel bad. Nia really believed I loved her. They all laughed. Something inside me broke. But it wasn't weakness. It was the last chain holding me back. These people wanted me dead. They thought I was stupid. They thought I was weak. They were about to learn how wrong they were. His office is next door, Auntie whispered. We need to move now while they're distracted. We slipped past the exam room to the office. Auntie's keycard worked on this door too. We slid inside and locked it behind us. Dr. Vaughn's office was neat and cold, like him. Diplomas covered the walls. His desk held a computer and stacks of files. Auntie sat at the computer and started typing. He's logged in. Careless. Her fingers flew across the keyboard. Found it. Financial records. Look at this.
I leaned over her shoulder.
The screen showed payments going back 5 years. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Names I didn't recognize. But 3 names had red marks next to them. Deceased. Those are his victims, Auntie said quietly. The ones who died. Print everything, I said. We need hard copies. The printer hummed to life. Page after page slid out. Evidence of murder. Evidence of greed. Evidence that would put these monsters in prison forever. Then the door handle rattled. We both froze. It's locked, a voice said. Dr. Vaughn's voice. I always leave it unlocked. Maybe maintenance locked it, Auntie said. Let me get my keys, Dr. Vaughn replied. Hide, Auntie hissed. She shoved the papers into her jacket and pulled me toward a closet. We squeezed inside between lab coats and medical supplies. Through the crack in the door, we watched Dr. Vaughn enter his office. He went straight to his computer. Something's wrong, he said. His voice went hard. Someone accessed my files. My heart hammered so loud I was sure he could hear it. Dr. Vaughn picked up his phone. Tarek, get to my office now. We have a problem. Footsteps pounded in the hallway. Tarek and Auntie burst through the door. What's wrong? Tarek demanded. Someone's been in my computer. Someone knows. How is that possible? Auntie's voice went high and scared. I don't know. But we need to find out who and stop them before they go to the police. Could it be Nia? Tarek asked. Maybe she figured it out somehow. How could she? She's not that smart, Auntie sneered. Auntie squeezed my hand in the darkness. I squeezed back. We just needed to wait them out. Then we could escape and run straight to the police with our evidence. But then my phone rang. In my pocket. Loud and shrill in the quiet office. I grabbed for it frantically, but it was too late. They had heard. Dr. Vaughn yanked open the closet door. Light flooded in. He stared at us with cold, angry eyes. Well, well, he said. Mrs. Johnson. And Nurse Auntie. How long have you been listening? Tarek's face went white, then red with rage. Nia? What are you doing here? Stopping you, I said. My voice came out stronger than I felt. We know everything. The fake accident. The insurance money. All of it. You can't prove anything, Dr. Vaughn said. Actually, we can, Auntie said. She pulled out her phone. Video footage. Audio recordings. Financial records. It's all here. And it's all backed up to the cloud. Even if you destroy this phone, the evidence exists. That was a lie. We hadn't uploaded anything yet. But they didn't know that. Auntie looked panicked. What do we do? We can't let them leave this hospital, Dr. Vaughn said quietly. Dangerously. Tarek moved toward me. Nia, baby, you don't understand. Let me explain. Don't come near me, I said, backing away. I heard everything. You were going to kill me. It wasn't personal, Tarek said, like that made it better. We just needed the money. For 5 years you lied to me. You made me think you loved me. I did love you, Tarek said. At first. But then I met Chanice and everything changed. So you decided to murder me? It was supposed to be painless, he said, like he was doing me a favor. Rage filled every part of me. You're a monster. I ran for the door. Tarek lunged and grabbed my arm. We struggled. Ayana tried to pull him off me. Dr. Vaughn grabbed Ayana. In the chaos, I broke free and ran into the hallway. Behind me, I heard shouting. Footsteps chased me. I ran toward the stairwell. If I could just get to the ground floor, I could scream for help. Someone would hear me. But Tarek was faster. He caught me at the top of the stairs. His hands closed around my shoulders. Stop running, he growled. You're making this harder than it needs to be. Let her go. Ayana appeared behind him, holding a fire extinguisher. Tarek turned. Ayana swung. The metal extinguisher connected with his shoulder. He stumbled backward, his arms windmilling. Everything happened in slow motion. Tarek tried to catch his balance. His foot slipped. He fell backward down the stairs, tumbling end over end until he hit the landing with a horrible crack. He didn't get up. Tarek! Chanice screamed from the doorway. Dr. Vaughn ran down the stairs to check on him. His back is broken, he said, his voice shocked. He can't move his legs. Suddenly, the stairwell filled with people. Real hospital staff, drawn by the screaming. Security guards. A real doctor who wasn't a murderer. Call the police, Ayana shouted. This man and Dr. Vaughn tried to kill this woman for insurance money. I have evidence. One security guard grabbed Dr. Vaughn. Another held Chanice, who was crying hysterically. A nurse I didn't know put a blanket around my shoulders. You're safe now, she said kindly. The police arrived within minutes. Ayana handed over everything. The files. The video footage. The audio recordings. The financial documents still stuffed in her jacket. 2 officers led Dr. Vaughn away in handcuffs. Another took Chanice, who kept screaming that it was all a misunderstanding. Paramedics put Tarek on a stretcher. His face was gray with pain. As they wheeled him past me, he looked up. No, I'm sorry. Please, you have to help me. I looked down at the man I had loved. The man who had planned to murder me. No, I said simply. You made your choice. They took him away. The paralysis meant he would spend years in prison, unable to walk. Unable to run away with his stolen money and his other woman. Justice in its own way. The next few weeks were a blur. Police interviews. News reporters. Lawyers. I filed for divorce immediately. The insurance company launched an investigation and found 2 other policies Tarek had secretly taken out on me. $3 million total. He had been planning this for over a year. Dr. Vaughn went to trial and was sentenced to life in prison for 3 murders and 1 attempted murder. Chanice got 20 years as an accomplice. Tarek was sentenced to 30 years. He would spend them in a special prison medical facility, paralyzed from the waist down, unable to hurt anyone ever again. Ayana became famous as the nurse who exposed a corrupt doctor. The hospital gave her an award for bravery. She quit anyway and went back to school to become a doctor herself. A good one. As for me, I sold the house I had shared with Tarek. I took the money and started over in a new city. Got a new job. Made new friends. Learned to trust again slowly. 6 months after that terrible night, I woke up to sunshine streaming through my apartment window. Birds sang outside. I made coffee and sat on my balcony, breathing in the fresh morning air. I was free. Truly free. Not just free from Tarek and his evil plan. Free from ever doubting my own strength again. I had walked into a trap and I had walked back out. I had faced monsters and I had won. The girl who drove through the rain that night, terrified and crying, was gone. In her place was a woman who knew exactly how strong she could be. And that woman was ready for whatever came next. If you loved Nia's journey from victim to survivor, please like, share, and subscribe to hear more stories of courage and justice. Tell us in the comments where you're watching from because we love hearing from you. Remember, you are stronger than you think, braver than you believe, and capable of surviving anything life throws at you. Never let anyone make you feel small. Never let anyone steal your voice. And never, ever give up on yourself. You are worth fighting for.